What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the man of the hour, the Skeleton King, King Leoric. So he is the newest hero in Heroes of the Storm, and when you log in today, he will be front and center. Well, maybe a little off to the left on your main page here. So I want to dive into a little bit about what I have learned with him, just playing with him on try mode, talking with some of my friends. I do have the coinage to buy him, but I'm holding off for right now. I don't really see him as a traditional tank. So let's talk about that. All right. First and foremost, this guy's a beast as far as like a solo is concerned. Solo artist. And that's, I believe, his greatest strength. So he's got a couple different abilities. I'm going to run through them quickly. He's got the Skeletal Swing, which basically is his only kind of area of effect attack that he has. The benefit to this, obviously, is it's a very wide arc. So this is kind of like your go-to. When you're not auto-attacking, you're probably going to be doing this. What makes Leoric so different than all the other heroes is his ability to regenerate vast amount of health, and that actually ties into his death mechanic and most of his abilities as well. So the first of his drain health type abilities is actually called Drain Hope. And what that does is it takes 25% damage, maximum health on a target hero, and it gives you 25% of your maximum health back as long as you stay within this area on the screen, and it takes 4 seconds to do this. While this is occurring, there is a 20% walking penalty. So when you cast it, you got to make sure you're kind of near, because if they walk out of range, the healing will stop. That's why the tooltip says up to 25%. It's not guaranteed. He also has the Wraith Walk, and the Wraith Walk is very similar to what Nazebo does. Basically, King Leoric will kneel down and separate from his body, and during this time he becomes unstoppable. Now, Unstoppable is a very unique perk, because it basically interrupts everything. Snares, Novas, triple shots, walking through crap, whatever. Unstoppable is pretty much like the get out of jail free perk. So when you're done walking, you will be taking damage while you're kneeling, so you have to keep that in mind. But wherever you stop walking, your body will instantly teleport to that, and that's where you'll be. This is great for closing the gap. This is horrendous for running away, because you'll just stop and people will just beat you into the ground. He's got two potential ultimate moves. He's got the Entomb, which is amazing. This creates an unpathable tomb in front of you for 4 seconds. It looks like a big letter U, and what it does is it completely blocks an enemy from getting out. And having that like area where they can't move, and you basically just go to town on them, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. It's very similar to the Butcher's Pole in terms of just pure shutdown ability. March of the Black King's a little bit different. This one, again, you become unstoppable, and you begin swinging your mace 3 times, healing yourself for 7% on each hit, and dealing 200 damage. So if you walk through a hero, this is 21% health back. Now, you notice that both March of the Black King and Drain Hope give you back healing. That's because his unique perk is called Undying. So when you die, you do not respawn at the Nexus. You actually remain on the battlefield as a ghost. And as you begin auto-attacking things, you don't do damage. And if you're using either of these abilities during death, you don't do damage, but you get the healing portion. And once your health regenerates back to full, you respawn at that exact location. So King Leoric is best used that when he's dead, using his abilities as quickly as possible, not generating damage, but obtaining that healing from the damage he would have been generating, and you will cheat death essentially. So the best way I could show this is during a quick game. So I'm going to jump into one of the trial modes now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. While this is loading, I can tell you that to me, King Leoric is best as a lone wolf. I do not believe that he is a real tank's tank. Other than the ability that he has the Wraith Walk, he really has no way to close the gap on an enemy. He has no way to pull enemies to him. He doesn't really have any kind of snares, any kind of shield blocks, interrupts. He's just all about getting health for himself. And I found that when I'm in team battles with King Leoric at my side, I'm usually hung out to dry because he's absorbing his own health. Now, in that sense, he is a tank, but now that everyone, and I mean, he's only been out on the market a couple hours. Now that everybody's aware that he's really just kind of a health sponge that doesn't really pose much of a threat because his main attack is a 12-second cooldown, everyone just ignores him. So his tankiness is completely dissolved by common sense. And what ends up happening is you'll find in team fights, Leoric is left for last. And then he's picked off because he's easy bait. So I'm going to just level up here just to show you a little bit of how he works. I'm going to go ahead and jump to level 20, and I'm going to jump through some of the skill trees that I think are useful for him. Again, I have only played with him on try. I have not bought him. I've played with some friends who have him, and we've kind of done a little bit of our theory crafting, and that's where we came to the conclusion about how he's best utilized. So I think it's a no-brainer because his ability of Drain Hope is so important, and that he's going to be generating health. I think you have to go with increasing the range of Drain Hope. You obviously want to increase the healing of Drain Hope as well. Then this kind of breaks into what's important to you. Now, the nice thing about this renewal is you'll see the tooltip is it says it can be used while undying to revive faster. So if you plan on dying a lot, you put this on. So now when you're dead, you're going to blow your Drain Hope, your ultimate, which I haven't unlocked yet, and your renewal spell, and you're going to be getting back a significant amount of health. Between this and this alone, that's 50% of your health. This, if hit 3 times, is another 21. So you're going to be getting into the battles very, very, very quickly. Just for the beginning, to show you how cool the Entomb spell is, I'll use that. There's some other ones. Drain Hope can do bonus damage or remove the speed slow. Again, I think Drain Hope is probably his best bet in terms of damage, but that's just me. So let's turn minions on, and I'll just show you quickly how he works in battle. Again, I think that he's probably best as a lone wolf. So you see his cleave ability. Now this is unspec'd. I mean, look at the arc that it has. That is a significant arc. That's a lot of area. And just to show you the ultimate, how that works. So you see here, Arthas is completely trapped. And he can't move. I've actually body blocked him at that point. So if I wasn't just yapping and I was actually doing more than auto-attacking, he would have died. But I mean, the nice thing is his skeletal swing, it's such a wide arc. It really does a significant amount of damage, but the problem is it's such a long cooldown. He's not really effective in that capacity. Now, you can see my health is starting to get low. I can steal health from Arthas. He's going to run away, but I'm going to keep up with him. And my health is now back to full. I also have my healing spell here that I haven't used. And then just to show you how neat the Wraith Walk ability is. When you crouch, there you go. You kind of move around as a ghost, and then you immediately teleport to where you are. So that's really, really, really cool. So, again, not to take away. I mean, obviously, I've buffed myself to level 20 at this point. I think he does have some unique perks that are worth considering. So I just want to show you his death mechanic briefly. I'm going to stand here and get killed. And you can see how that works out. Actually, let me refresh all the forts so I could just get killed faster. So you'll see immediately, I'm going to hit my healing spell. There's my cheat death. And you see that because I used my healing spell, I cheated death for 0.41 seconds. Which means that I was actually, my health, which would have normally taken, that extra amount of time, because I used my healing spell, I got my health back faster and I jumped into the fray. So I'm not going to use that this time. I'm just going to show you what happens when I die. So as you can see, my health now drops to 0. I die. I'm still in the battlefield. My health is auto-regenerating. When it reaches full health, I'm back in the game wherever I spawn. So now, if there were enemies here to attack, I could use my abilities while I was dead, and I could regenerate my health faster, which would put me back in the fight. So that's something to consider as well. So briefly, I want to show you his other ultimate spell. And he's definitely, I mean, he's classified as hard. And I can, I really do see that. I see him as, again, more of a solo artist. I think that people figured him out, though. I don't know what his effectiveness is. Now, the games I've played, these are unranked, just quick match games. I don't. He's been dominated pretty quickly. So, just show you his ability here. That's very similar to what he did in the Diablo game, that unstoppable buff, which is really nice to have. I'll toggle some minions on so you can see, just do some auto attacking while I'm closing out the video. You know, he's going to get buffed and nerfed and all that sort of thing. I think that Blizzard put a little too much emphasis on his self-healing, and I think that against people who are not aware of what he is, you know, going up against one-on-one against him, absolutely, he's totally a beast. You know, he's very hard to stop. But once you get a little bit smarter on kind of how he plays and how slow and lumbering he is, and understanding that, you know, outside of his, like right now I'm stuck doing auto attacks. His cooldowns are kind of long. I have this ability, again, I could steal a little bit of health from Arthas. But short of that, the Wraith Walk is no offensive ability whatsoever. The Skeletal Swing has got an enormous range, but it's such a long cooldown. And the Drain Hope, unless I'm nearby a, you know, an enemy to fight, there's a really good chance that it's just going to be wasted. And no pursuing, no hooking. Again, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Anyways, I just want to give you guys a quick rundown of King Leoric. I think he could be good. I think he needs a little bit of work. And I'm sure that the pros and the theory crafters are going to start digging through all his different skill abilities and find some really crazy thing that I'm totally not aware of. And they're going to say, oh, you know, Jem, this guy's a beast. But I've never really liked tanking anyway, so I'm probably not the best person to give a critical review of him. I like to stick more with support type classes, so this isn't really my forte of getting in there and getting messy. But again, in what I have seen in online games so far indicates that he needs a little bit of work, or he's so advanced people just don't understand him yet. Now, in addition to his normal skin, briefly, and then I will shut up for real, he actually has a bundle right now where you can actually buy him if you wanted to. And also the Vicryl skin, which is from the World of Warcraft universe, the Wrath of the Lich King. These were the dudes up there. So, just typical Leoric, a true skeleton, you know, with the crown on, and then poof, you switch it over, and now he's kind of like this Viking-looking dude. So, those are two skins available. They're on a discount right now if you want to get them both, about $13, which isn't a bad deal for a character and a skin. You know, being a free-to-play game. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about King Leoric. Let me know what you guys think about, what are your experiences with him? Is he all you want him to be, or are you like me and you feel he's missing that extra oomph? As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.